sports? Landon?
I'm gonna say, ooh, that's a good one. I mean, I might have to go with no cap on this.
Okay.
Because in all these different sports, you have, because like back then, it didn't feel like sports were extremely competitive and all that. But as we get older, I'm seeing younger kids be more and more competitive.
Right.
And they're doing stuff that most kids at high school levels never got that opportunity or were able to do that.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely going with no cap on that because I'm seeing a lot of 10-year-olds in like football and stuff that are just breezy with it. I mean, they're going crazy, and I'm just like, whoa.
That's impressive. Daniel, what do you think?
I'm going for sure no cap on this.
No cap, okay.
Because I think sports in general, athletes, the whole thing has been progressive and everyone's just getting better. Like, if you look at the NBA and compare 80s, 90s to now, although it's not as physical now, which is true, the players are doing crazy dribbles that you didn't see. You were not going to see that in the 80s or 90s.
Yeah, I think of those crazy layups like Kyrie. How did that go in? You know?
Plays are run different. Defenses are so much harder to break through.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And that's happening in every sport.
Every sport, yeah. High school, the youth level, like Landon said.
At all levels.
So
can't wait to see those 10-year-olds.
I know. There'll be 10-year-olds just absolutely killing it when it comes to football, basketball, all those sports.
And this is no cap for me as well. I think this is pretty easy. Obviously, we're the younger generation, so we're only seeing our generation of sports. But if you were to go back in the highlights and look at, I'm going to throw a name out there, Michael Jordan. I think Michael Jordan in his era is one of the only players that'd be successful in today's era just because of his just raw talent and just skill. But a lot of those players that he played against, they wouldn't even average 5 points in today's NBA. And I think today's NBA, if they were to go back in time and play against those guys that Michael Jordan played in,
they'll put up 200 points.
they would score 35, 40 a game. I think of Ja Morant and how he's so good. He can pass the ball, he can shoot the ball, he can dunk. I mean, watching him dunk, he's flying. I mean, it literally looks like he's like canceling gravity, dunking that ball. And there's so many other players I can mention in the NBA. And talking about football, before, I feel like, at the youth level, sports was just a lot of flag football. But now we're seeing a lot more tackle, a lot more 7-on-7. Mm-hmm. And 7-on-7 is just skill. If you go to these high school events, with these
it's all skill.
It's all skill. There's no linemen, you play as if, you have real tackle formations. But these kids catching it one-handed. The kids just doing crazy
Jumping
things.
Jumping over, mossing them.
Yeah, I mean, things that 5 years ago you didn't see. You just didn't see it. And like you said, like you said, once these kids get to that older age, well, what are we going to see? I mean, we talked about those two athletes we talked about, those outstanding athletes, and how 800 yards in 4 games, and then obviously the 200-yard 5-touchdown game in 1 game. But that's just because I'm sure they played from a young age.
But you're definitely, as they get older, you're only going to see one of two things. You're either going to see them be just a freak of nature because they've been working their butt off, or you're not going to really see any progress because they've been lazy,
right,
and not really putting any work in.
Right.
So either their skill level is going to bump up through the roof, or...
So you think just because we are in a skilled age, they still gotta have that. They still gotta have that hard work, that preparation, and go into it.
Because they didn't just get the talent from nowhere.
Right.
I mean, they're definitely pushing for it. So I mean, if they get overconfident and think I'm just good, I don't really gotta work.
Yeah.
They're not gonna get any better. I mean, I feel like they're just gonna blend in with everyone else.
Right.
If they don't start working.
Right. And Daniel, you mentioned the physicality of today's NBA is a lot different. Those whistles are a lot more frequent now for those hard fouls. You're ejected a lot more. I think it's a good thing though, because obviously we want longevity. LeBron James hasn't played 18 years by just being, reckless with the basketball. He's very smart. He can dunk the ball any time he wants, but does he? No, because he cares about his body. He can shoot the three now. He's developed that part of his game, and you can look at it any sport. I think sports in general is going away from that kind of physical, aggressive, where you're just throwing your body out there, but you're only playing 10, 15 years, to where now these athletes are going out, they're prepared with their body, they're eating right, and during the game, obviously referees and certain associations are making it more crucial to call the harder fouls. That way these players can last longer and worry about their skill more as, lighting the guy up in football or making sure I block him, but I'm going to block that ball and also knock him to the floor. We're not really worried about that as much. So I think that longevity with the skill, it's going to be amazing. I think every record we have in the NBA, NFL, MLB will be broken in the next 15, 20 years, just because these young athletes are going to play longer. I think that's what it is. They're going to play longer. And I'm excited to see it.
It's all definitely becoming a lot more technical and strategic.
Certainly. It's not, like I said, it's not. I want to mention Lawrence Taylor was one of the best linebackers, defensive ends to ever play the game.
Scary.
But, he was very reckless though. He was I'm not going to mention his off the field behavior because he was pretty wild. But, he was a scary dude in the football field. Now, he didn't play 15 years. He didn't play 20 years. A guy like Micah Parsons on the Cowboys, he's going to play that time because he's very smart with his body. He's very fit. He's not just some fat dude that's fast. He's fit. He can spin around the defenders. He's not relying on his overall strength to move an O-lineman. He's getting around him by his speed. So, again, I think just the skill level today in today's sports at any level is much better than it has ever been and never will be. Well, it'll get better from here, but I think in terms of the past, what we've seen in the past is better. So I think we all have that unanimous, no cap, very easy. But guys, that's going to wrap up cap or no cap for today. And it's also going to wrap up our show. We'll see you guys next week, and we'll talk about some of the games that are going on tonight.